Live from Conyers, Georgia, welcome to Rockdale Career Academy's presentation of Salem Seminoles baseball on RockdaleLive.com and the NFHS network. I'm Tom Whitfield along with Mason Smith. Tonight we have the Seminoles hosting the Henry County Warhawks from McDonough. Seminoles have traveled a tough road since they swept North Clayton in the series to open the region season. Since then, Salem has lost 4 in a row by a combined score of 61-10. That includes the opener of this series Monday night in McDonough, when the Warhawks won 15-5 in a game stopped early because of the run rule. Tonight, the Seminoles will send senior right-hander Brandon Williams to the mound to try to stop the bleeding. We haven't seen him since the 17th of the month when he lost a decision against Woodward Academy. He's taking his warm-up tosses right now. And we'll get you the starting lineup for the visiting Henry County Warhawks. Leading off and playing first base, Javal Hollingshead. Josh Powell is the catcher. He bats second. Keith Pittard at shortstop hits third. Dylan Johnson, the pitcher, hits fourth. Clayton Lowe at third base hits fifth. Xavier Jones, the left fielder, hits sixth. And the seventh place hitter is Justin Williams, second baseman. Jordan Thomas in center field hits eighth, and Ivan Snipes in right field is the number 9 hitter. Williams is done with his warm-up tosses now. Throw from the catcher sails into center field. No, it was backed up, so we're off to a good start here, and we're ready to get underway. Williams, right-hander, will face Hollingshead, the left-handed hitter, to start this one. First pitch is a ball. Woody Reagan at the plate, Marvin Hill on the bases. They are the umpires for this one. Next pitch, bounced into center field for a base hit. So Hollingshead pads his .475 average leading off this game. So Woody Reagan told you they called him the legend, the plate umpire, right, Mason? That's
Yes.
what he told you? Okay.
That's actually what the home manager said.
That's Mike Peel, the coach here at Salem. Doug Lee is the coach at Henry County. We're just underway on the NFHS network. Runner goes, pitches a ball, and Hollingshead steals second base. So the count 1-0 to Josh Powell. Williams to the high set, now turns and throws to second. It's a good day for baseball. Temperature in the low 60s. It'll get a little chillier as night sets in. Williams to the plate. Ball fisted towards shortstop. And the throw is late from John Larica Harrison. So that's an infield hit. Hollingshead goes to third. So Henry County threatens with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Now we'll see Keith Pittard, the shortstop. He's hitting about 400 early on this year. Throw to third. And Hollingshead is back. I would imagine Powell, even though he's a catcher, might try to take the bag here, thinking that Chris Knowles won't throw through. Another throw to third. Austin Cater is basically holding the runner at third, and that can be dangerous if he goes to the plate because that's a big hole between short and third. There's a strike.
As Brandon got that first strike, I think when he first stole second base, I kind of put that thought into Williams' head, which is making him a little nervous early on.
Now the runner's picked off first, but the first baseman, Danny Dobbs, drops the ball. So we'll give Powell a stolen base on that. That may turn out to be generous scoring, but all the scoring in high school ball is done in the dugouts. Pitch to Pitters and a strike. It's 0-2. One of the things Brandon needs to do is probably throw more strikes. Ball tapped toward the pitcher's mound. No play anywhere, so that's an infield base hit for Pittard, but the runners have to hold at second and third. So Pittard at first, Josh Powell at second, Javal Hollingshead at third. Nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Dylan Johnson, sophomore. Williams delivers. There's a call strike. Johnson's a sophomore, and he's a little guy, 5'11", 165. I guess he's tall, but he's 165. Ball goes back to the screen, and the run will trot home on the passed ball. Hollingshead scores, and it's 1-0 Henry County.
That's tough for this to let that first run score. I think it would be a sigh of relief. Now that first one score, he can get used to all the pressure being off him just a little bit as there's still 2 runners in scoring position.
So now it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan Johnson. Ball fouled off. It's 1-2. As you can see from some of our camera angles, we're above the third base dugout here, basically above the bullpen at Salem. Pitch, swung on and missed. So that's the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up the third baseman, Clayton Lowe. With Powell on third, Pittard on first. 1 run in, Henry County with a 1-0 lead. Foul tip, it's 0-1. Lowe didn't have a very good cut at that. Next pitch, another foul ball, it's 0-2.
I think that one struck the umpire.
I think it did. But Woody Reagan, being a legend, has caught many foul tips in his career. Now Chris Knowles makes a visit to the mound. I think they want to talk specifically how they want to pitch to Clayton Lowe here. Usually what it boils down in this situation is, do you want to waste a pitch and then go after him, or just go after him? Theories have changed through the years. You might just want to go after him because everybody figures you're going to waste a pitch. Pitch. Lowe held up his swing. It's 1-2. Ball hit in the air toward the Salem dugout and caught in foul territory by Danny Dobbs, the first baseman. So that's 2 out. And we'll see Xavier Jones, the left fielder. Swung on and missed. It looks like that Williams is settling in a little bit now and maybe throwing a little bit harder than he was when this inning first started, Mason. Here's a straight steal of home. No, the runner held up. It's a strike. Well, he fooled me. Now it's 0-2.
Safe to say these runners are pretty aggressive.
That's Josh Powell at third base. Ground ball. Shortstop cuts it off on the backhand side over to first. The throw is late, Gets by the first baseman, and 2 runs are in. Xavier Jones has an infield hit. He has to hold at first. He'll get an RBI on Josh Powell, and then the second run will have scored on the error. So it's 2-0 Henry County. Sorry, 3-0 Henry County. Top of the first inning. Here's Justin Williams. Takes a strike.
As I was saying early on, as he got that strike, I think the player really to look at is Harrison at short. He's made 2 key mistakes in this inning as Brandon tries to go for the pickoff at first. He really needs to step his game up. He needs to help his pitcher out and help his defense out. Those are 2 plays that he could have made. He hasn't made them yet.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-2 now. The Justin Williams, the second baseman. There is another Williams, unrelated, on the Henry County roster. Chandler Williams. He's not here today. He's ill. Throw to first. Jones is back. Runner goes late. Here comes a throw. And he's out at second base. Xavier Jones caught stealing for the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 runs, 4 hits. There was an error, and nobody left on base. After a half inning, Henry County 3, Salem coming to bat. And this is how the Seminoles will hit in this game. Leadoff hitter John Lorica Harrison, the shortstop. Marcel Thompson in center field hits second. Brandon Williams, the pitcher, hits third. Donald Wilson, second base, is the number 4 hitter. Chris Knowles, the catcher, hits number 5. Austin Cater at third base hits 6th. Jacob Ransom is the designated hitter, 7th. Danny Dobbs at first base hits 8th. Alfonso Anderson in left field hits 9th. Jacob Ransom is not the DH for the pitcher. He is the DH for the right fielder, Zaire Smith. You can do that in college and high school. In professional baseball, you can only hit for the pitcher. So they'll take on Dylan Johnson, 0-1 for the year. Johnson, a right-hander, sophomore, listed at 5'11", 165. To the naked eye from behind third base, doesn't look that big.
Looks can definitely be deceiving, though. That sports is proven time and time again.
So we'll see how he handles the Salem lineup. Mike Peel taking his spot in the third base coaching box for the Seminoles. Salem 4-10 overall, 3-4 in Region 4 of Class 4A. Henry County is only playing its 8th game. Warhawks are 2-5 overall, 1-3 in the region after Monday afternoon's 15-5 win over Salem. Henry County's opening series was against Luella a couple of weeks ago. Warhawks lost those 3 games by a combined score of 53-2. They have a new coach this year in Doug Lee, and we may get a chance to talk about him later on in the broadcast. So now Luella's infielders go in to encourage the young right-hander Dylan Johnson, who also plays other positions according to their roster. He can play outfield, and he can also catch. Leading off, John Lorica Harrison, the shortstop, takes a ball. It's back to the screen. If you dissect, I know Salem's had problems, but if you dissect it, Mason, a lot of it doesn't have to do with swinging the bats. It's to do with executing other phases of the game. There's a called strike.
Yeah, as he got that strike across the plate, we seen early on that it's really the fielding that's been Salem's Achilles heel so far.
Ball lined into center field and over the center fielder's head. All the way to the warning track. Harrison's at second, and he has to stop there with a leadoff double. So Salem down 3-0, threatening in the bottom of the first, and they'll send up Marcel Thompson, the center fielder.
That was a great hit for Harrison, not only because he was able to get in scoring position, but also because that he was struggling in that top half of the inning with his fielding. That should give him a little confidence headed back out there for the top of the second.
Dylan Johnson to the stretch. Pitch is high to Marcel Thompson. Brandon Williams lurks on deck. Bottom of the first, Salem is behind 3-0, but threatening. Marcel Thompson takes a ball. It's 2-0. Thompson, another one of those guys that proves that you don't have to be 6 feet tall and 190 pounds to play this game. He's listed as 145. Runner steals third on the curveball. So it's 3-0 with John Larica Harrison at third base now. Didn't look like to me that Dylan Johnson even checked the runner. And the pitch gets away from the catcher. Here comes the run across. And on the base on balls, the run scores on the wild pitch. So it's 3-1, Salem behind. When you look at the number of runs that both these clubs have given up this year, you'd have to wonder if the fielders aren't feeling a little shell-shocked by now at midseason. Here's Brandon Williams, pitcher. Thompson a medium lead at first. Ball struck into center field in the air and caught by Jordan Thomas, the center fielder, for the first out of the inning.
I think he learned his lesson from that leadoff double that he gave up playing too shallow.
So here's Donald Wilson, second base. And the cleanup hitter. There goes the runner. Ball grounded into left field for a base hit. Thompson will have to stop at second. So runners at first and second, but Salem down 3-1. Here's Chris Knowles, the catcher. Johnson to the stretch, delivers another ball past the catcher. Coming all the way to the plate to score. By the time they retrieve the ball, it's Thompson.
It wasn't even the fact that he scored, Tom. It was the fact that he was able to get all the way from second to home.
Well, he had a good lead. So Donald Wilson now around to third. 2 runs have scored on wild pitches this inning. It's 3-2. Henry County still in the lead.
Oh, St. Louis is going to be a high-scoring game, but not for the right reasons.
Well, if you look through the stats and the scores, you kind of figured it could have been a high-scoring game. That's what you'd put your money on. Ball hit in the air towards shallow center field. And dropped in center field by Thomas. Wilson comes around to score. Thomas had that ball in his glove and could not haul it in. So Donald Wilson scores on the error, and it's 3-3. Now Austin Cater, the third baseman. Dylan Thomas back to work now with Knowles on first. Only one out in the inning. Salem has answered the 3 spot put out by Henry County in the top of the first. Swung on and missed, runner going, and he steals second. So that's the second stolen base of the inning. And an RBI chance for Austin Cater, the third baseman. Austin's a senior. Pitch, a call strike. It's 0-2. Pitch misses. 1-2. To the belt. Ball hit in the air to left field and caught by the left fielder Jones. Knowles has to go back to second. And now here's Jacob Ransom, the DH today. He is DHing for Zaire Smith in right field. Jacob also pitches and can play a couple of infield positions. Today he is the DH. Swung on and missed. Johnson, might have been his best fastball yet.
Unfortunately, that's not saying a whole lot.
Well, pitches like that can look faster when other ones are slower, though. Ball's high to Ransom, 1-1. Jacob might be the starter Friday at Henry County. No announcement made yet, though. Pitch in the dirt. It's 2-1 now. 3 runs this inning. John Larica Harrison doubled. Thompson walked. In and out. Donald Wilson had a single. Chris Knowles got on an error by the center fielder in the second out. Runner at second. Ransom swings and misses. So it's 2-2. Swung on and missed.
He reached for that one.
He did. Ransom goes fishing. And that's the third out of the inning. So 3 runs, 2 hits. There was an error. And 1 man left on base. At the end of 1, it's 3-3. We'll be back after this.
This is RCA. This is the Sports Broadcast Institute. Titi Latte is an outstanding student in the Institute. Titi Latte is an awesome third-year student. Titi Latte can make great videos. Titi Latte has a bright future in sports broadcasts. Let's all be like Titi.
Yeah, let's all be like Titi Latte. Titi Latte this, Titi Latte that. Wait, my name doesn't matter because it's not Titi Latte. Yeah, let's make a big.
Join the Sports Broadcast Institute so you can be a part of something amazing. And most of all, so you can be just like Titi.
We go to the second inning. We'll see the 8, 9, and 1. No, I'm sorry, for Henry County, we'll see the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Justin Williams, Jordan Thomas, and Ivan Snipes to face Brandon Williams, the right-hander. He gave up a 3 spot in the top of the first, but Salem matched that in the bottom of the inning.
And as we're seeing early on, Tom, it's really going to be a tough day for the fielders on both teams, especially the pitchers, because they don't have the support of their infielders or their outfielders. And of course, they made mistakes too, with both pitchers throwing wild pitches, but everybody has to execute as a unit in order to get ahead of the other.
Second baseman Justin Williams is a right-handed hitter to face Brandon Williams. First pitch swung on and missed. Henry County got 4 runs last inning, but 3 of those were infield hits. This one's hit in the air to center field. There's Marcel Thompson. Catches it for the first out of the inning. Now the center fielder Jordan Thomas, who also does some pitching. He's a senior for Henry County. Williams to the wind, and there's a called strike. And a swinging strike. So a good start against Jordan Thomas, the number 8 hitter. Now it's 1-2. Doug Lee, the Henry County coach, prefers to stay in the first base coaching box. Ball hit on the ground to second. Wilson to first. Now 2 down in the inning. And the number 9 hitter, Ivan Snipes, will hit with 2 down.
Thomas Snipes is ready to take the first pitch from Brandon Williams. I wanted to ask you, how does a pitcher's mentality when he feels like he doesn't have the support of his infielders?
Well, most guys are able to block that out and just do the best they can. Some guys go into the mode that I want to strike everybody out, and that can be damaging to a pitcher too, because a lot of times you have to pitch to contact. But it's never good. 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. But, you know, there's some of that going on both these teams, because you don't lose strings of games by the scores that they've lost them without some of that coming into play. So the count is 2-1 to Ivan Snipes. And now 3-1. What Williams really can't afford to do is walk a bunch of people. But you can say that about just any high school pitcher in this region. And now he's walked the number 9 hitter, Snipes. So back to the top of the order for Javal Hollingshead, who singled in the first inning, scored on a pass ball, stole second.
And as he gets ready for his second AB, we've seen time and time again how a walk, whether it be a leadoff or near the end of the inning, can start a run for the other team.
Williams to the high set, and a called strike. Well, Snipes is afraid to get more than 1 step off first base, so I don't think he'll be running. High for a ball. Snipes had about 4 steps on his secondary lead there, and he was ready to dive back. Counts 1-1. Ball hit on the ground to third base and through the wicket. Austin Cater. So runners at first and second and 2 down. That ball may have had some spin on it. Well, that's a second error charged to Salem. Put Snipes at second base. And now we see Josh Powell, who had an infield single in the first inning, pushing his average near 400. Ball fisted toward third, caught in the air by Austin Cater. And that's the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits. There was an error. And 2 men left on base after 1.5. It's 3-3. We'll be back after this.
Okay, so I need flour, milk, bread, and butter.
Yo, Tim, what you talking about?
Oh, hey, Byron. I'm planning on joining the SBI.
The SBI?
Yeah. The Supreme Bakery Institute. Duh.
Tim, the SBI does not exist.
Huh?
Bruh, you talking about the class at RCA? The fat white man?
Yeah. You're in it too, right?
Yeah, but what you meant to say was a sports broadcast institute.
Oh, man, that makes sense. I was ready to throw down with the batter.
I know, Timothy. I know.
The Sports Broadcast Institute.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning in this 3-3 game. Danny Dobbs, Alfonso Anderson, and John Larica Harrison will hit for Salem with Marcel Thompson after that. We mentioned that the Seminoles are off to a 4-10 start. They were 10-16 last year, but now we have a new administration, Coach Mike Peel. Seminoles' last trip to the state playoffs came in 2015. They lost in the first round then to Forsyth County. Over on the Henry County side, they have not been able to generate much interest in their program through the years. Last year, the Warhawks were 4-14 overall. And this year, they have a new coach, Doug Lee, who was in the construction business and the mortgage business and also the youth coaching business for a long time. And he decided to come and teach at the school in the construction department. And they prevailed upon him to be the baseball coach. So Dylan Johnson's last warm-up toss went to the screen. Now Danny Dobbs will hit. Dobbs, a right-handed hitter, first baseman. Salem scored 3 in the bottom of the first after Henry County struck for 3 in the top half of the inning. Now we're in the bottom of the inning. Dylan Johnson delivers high for a ball. To the wind, it's 2-0. Ball needs to be retrieved. Johnson's been wild. Walked a batter in the first inning. Run scored on a wild pitch. There's a called strike. When he was warming up just below us before the game, Coach Doug Lee went over and said, now throw a strike right down the middle. And it took him 2 chances to do it. Sometimes in baseball you don't get 2 chances. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2.
We've seen quite a bit of chasing today. That was our third chaser. I think these hitters might need to relax on their swings a little.
Next pitch fouled off toward the Henry County school bus and over it. Count remains 2-2 to Danny Dobbs. Breaking pitch. Did that hit him? It did. So a none-out base runner for Salem. And this is the number 9 hitter, Alfonso Anderson. See how Clayton Lowe plays it at third base, but I would not rule out a bunt in this situation, even though this would seem to be headed to be a high-scoring game. Johnson to the belt, runner goes. Ball is fouled back. Dobbs will have to go back to first. Throw to first. Dobbs back. You're right that the Salem hitters have been somewhat eager first time through the lineup. And part of that is Johnson. He's a sophomore. He's not imposing on the round. Runner goes. Ball hit in the air toward left field. Well struck. And it goes all the way to the wall. Dobbs around third. Headed for third is Anderson. The throw is in time to get Anderson for the first out of the inning. So Anderson has to settle for the double. And he's out on the relay. 7-6-5 for the first out of the inning. But Salem has taken a 4-3 lead. So nobody on to the top of the order for John Larica Harrison. First pitch goes back to the screen. Finish my thought about Johnson. He doesn't throw that hard. He's not imposing. And, you know, a lot of these guys in the lineup would probably feel like they want to jump out of their shoes to hit him. And that leads to overeagerness sometimes. 1-0 to John Larica Harrison, and he hit him. So 2 hit batsmen this inning. One of them has come around to score, and Salem leads 4-3.
And let it be known before the batter comes up, I completely agree with you. Then again, a smart pitcher, that's really what he wants. When a hitter is over-aggressive and they're looking to attack, all he has to do is just mix up his pitches. He has to execute and really make the batter look foolish, because the batter is really at his mercy despite how ready he is to attack.
Well, that's probably what Coach Doug Lee is saying out on the mound, but in different terms there, Mason. Bottom of the second inning, Salem has taken a 4-3 lead. Henry County won the opener of the series Monday, 15-5. That was in McDonough. These teams returned to McDonough on Friday to finish the series. Next week for Salem, Luella is here. And we'll have 2 of those games on NFHS.com and RockdaleLive.com. So here's the center fielder, Marcel Thompson. Pitch is a call strike. Runner goes. Pitches another called strike. And there's a stolen base. So John Lorica Harrison has stolen 2 bases now and is on second with 1 man out. This inning started with a hit batsman, Danny Dobbs. He scored on Alfonso Anderson's double. Anderson out trying to stretch it to a triple. Then Harrison got hit by a pitch, and now he's on second base. Going for third, ball skips by the third baseman. And Harrison will score on the E2. So it's 5-3 Salem. Couple of errors now on Henry County. But the bases are clear with 1 out. 2-1 count on Marcel Thompson. Back to the windup goes Johnson. It's 3-1. Coach Doug Peel says the count's 2-2. Its scoreboard says 3-1, so we'll trust him. Now the scoreboard's fixed. And Thompson strikes out for the second out of the inning. That brings up Brandon Williams, who flied out to center in the first inning. 5-3 Salem. Been a little bit of a sloppy game so far.
A little bit's an understatement.
1-0 now to Brandon Williams. Williams, the starting pitcher in this game. Inside, 2-0. Hard thrower or not, I don't think I want to dig in against Dylan Johnson. That ball is hard and it hurts. Call strike, it's 2-1. Pitch fouled off. Count even at 2-2. Brandon Williams, a senior. 6'1", 170 pounds listed on the roster. Two out, 2 in. Salem has a 5-3 lead. Swung at ball 3 and fouled it back. Coach Mike Peel wants to have a conference. These things are usually pretty one-way. The hitter listens, the coach talks. Hitter nods his head, goes back to the batter's box. Hitter has already forgotten everything the coach says. There you go. That's the sequence. Three-two pitch. Swung on and missed. And 2 straight strikeouts for Dylan Johnson. So 2 runs, 1 hit. There was an error. And nobody left on base. At the end of 2 innings, Salem 5, Henry County 3. We'll be back after this.
The students of the Sports Broadcast Institute have an unquenchable thirst to make real, relevant work. Commercials for your business might be the water these students need to survive. In addition to helping them create videos they care about, you'll also give them equipment to make videos they want to make.
Help me and my fellow students get a step closer to professionalism.
And become a part of more commercials like this one.
I'm Gerald Jefferson.
And I'm Michael Sly. And for more information, visit rockdallive.com/sponsors.
Today's game is also available for all subscribers via our mobile website. Log on to nfhsnetwork.com from your smartphone or tablet and view live games just like this one or replays on demand from anywhere. Out for his third inning is Brandon Williams, still completing his warm-up tosses. And there goes the throw down to second. Brandon gave up 3 in the first inning on 4 hits, but 3 of those were infield hits. Also was handicapped by a pass ball and an error. In the second inning, he held Henry County off the scoreboard and had to pitch around a walk and an error. So now we're at the top of the third with Salem ahead 5-3. First pitch high for a ball. Next pitch, low but cut on by Pittard. And it's 1-1. Keith Pittard, Dylan Johnson, Clayton Lowe will hit this inning for Henry County. They are 3, 4, and 5. Pittard got an infield single and scored in the first inning. Pitch misses. There's one coming close to us there. Foul ball, it's 2-2. We are actually exposed to foul balls here at this position in Salem, so somebody could hook one right on our table here, Mason. Don't get to keep it. Grounder to third. Austin Cater can't pick it up. That was a hard hit ball, but it didn't shift trajectory, so it's probably an error. That's his second, third on Salem. Brings up Dylan Johnson, the pitcher. He struck out in the first inning. First pitch swung on and missed. Talked about Johnson not being imposing on the mound. He's not very imposing for a cleanup hitter either. Throw to first. Pittard back easily. There goes the runner. Got a late jump. Ball well hit, but foul down the left field line. Probably would have been out of here if it stayed fair. But it's just a noisy strike. And now it's 0-2 to Dylan Johnson, the sophomore. Another throw to first.
As Willis attempted that pickoff throw, something did come up, Tom. I wanted to ask you, what is the pitcher thinking about when they have a close call like that, as far as a pitch that could have been out of here?
You think, well, your first impression is don't throw that again. So Johnson strikes out. He's down now twice. Those are the only 2 strikeouts by Brandon Williams, 1 out in the inning. That's your first thought if you're a pitcher or catcher. Don't call that again. Not this at bat. Now Clayton Lowe, the third baseman, will hit with 1 out. Takes a ball.
And that's very good logic. The issue with that is when you feel like you can't throw that pitch, it sort of stifles your...
Well, don't throw it in that location, I guess, is what probably most people would say. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1 now to Lowe. He fouled out to first base in the first inning. 5-3 Salem. We're in the top half of the third inning. Pittard doesn't have much of a lead, but he did take off a few pitches ago. High for a ball now, Clayton Lowe is a senior, 5'10", 180. There goes the runner. Pitch is a strike. Throw to second is late. And Pitter gets the stolen base. So stolen base number 3 for Henry County. And a 2-2 count to Clayton Lowe with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Brandon Williams sets high and delivers. That was a breaking pitch that stayed high. Count is full now to Clayton Lowe. And Williams hits him. So that is the first hit batsman for Brandon Williams. Keith Pittard has to stay at second base, and now we'll see Xavier Jones, who reached on an infield hit in the first inning. That was to the backhand of shortstop John Larica Harrison. Harrison made a bad throw that allowed the runner at second to score. Not much foul territory here at first base, so the runner could not advance. There's a strike to Jones.
Despite how sloppy the play has been, I would not be surprised to see a double play here to end the inning.
That's a long shot. Call strike. It's 0-2. You just like those long shot bets, Mason. That's a foul ball at the plate. They're still playing the ball like it wasn't foul, but both umpires are yelling foul ball. So Pittard goes back to second, Lowe goes back to first. Doug Lee wants to know why it's a foul ball. I think it was fouled off the batter's foot. And it was called immediately by Woody Reagan, so. But sometimes things look different in the field than they do from behind the plate or at the plate. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called to Xavier Jones. So 3 strikeouts by Brandon Williams, 2 down in the inning. And he has a chance to get out of it by getting Justin Williams, the second baseman. Williams flied out to center in the second inning. Cut on and fouled. No, cut on and missed. It's 0-1.
He chased that one, Tom. A lot of hitters are chasing.
Williams steps off. Swung on and missed. Justin Williams, a freshman. Turns on the inside pitch, and now they say he swung at it. Marvin Hill makes the call from the middle of the infield, and that's the third out of the inning. So no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 for Salem in each inning in this game. And 2 runners left on base after 2.5. Salem 5, Henry County 3, back after this.
Hi guys! Hey guys, it's Brittany and Brooke. So today, guess what we're going to be talking about? SBI, Sports Broadcast Institute.
Yes, oh my gosh. So basically, SBI is a program that a lot of students get to be in, and we make videos all the time, and it's just really fun.
And it's at RCA, and it's where all of the 3 schools in our county get to go to that one school and participate in the program.
Yeah, we basically have a lot of fun, or now we learn.
Yeah, we learn. Okay, so now it's time for our question and answer portion.
Ken Dallas asked us a question on Twitter. I started video productions last year.
It wasn't like anything I did before, so it took me a minute to get used to. Like and subscribe,
and tune in next week for our next video.
And make sure you visit Rockdale Live so you can join the class next year. Bye.
Bottom half of the third inning, Salem will send up Donald Wilson, Chris Knowles, and Austin Cater to face the sophomore Dylan Johnson, who's still completing his warm-up tosses. Salem scored 3 in the first inning, 2 in the second, helped by a couple of errors. They've stolen a few bases, got a couple of hit by pitchers, and a walk. And now they lead 5-3. Donald Wilson had a single in the first inning, and he wound up scoring on an error by the center fielder. Now Johnson has completed his warm-up tosses. Wilson, the second baseman, was also started the year as the backup quarterback, right, Mason, on football here?
Yes, sir, he did. He was the backup quarterback, but near the end of the season, our starting quarterback, DJ Williams, suffered a pretty serious head injury, and Donald's forced to step up.
So Donald, only a sophomore, he had to step up as a sophomore. First pitch fouled off towards some vehicles. Didn't quite get there.
Thank goodness.
I don't know if I'd have parked right there. I don't think so. I like where I parked. Up the hill. Now it's 0-2 to Wilson. Donald also does some pitching. Like many high school teams, 5 or 6 guys who have regular everyday jobs have to pitch sometimes. Ball hit in the air toward the right field line and fouled by about 20 feet.
It is good to note that Donald over here really has some power. He said he had 4 home runs in BP, even though you had to take BP with a grain of salt.
0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. So that's 3 strikeouts in a row for Dylan Johnson, 4 in the game. He has retired Salem's number 2, 3, and 4 hitters by strikeout. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Here's Chris Knowles. Blooped the ball in center field that was dropped by Jordan Thomas in the first inning after a long run. Knowles takes a ball. Sun going down over the right field fence here at Salem. Swung on and missed by Knowles. It's 1-1. Temperature hanging in the 50s, but it'll start dropping when the sun goes down. Ball hit in the air. Foul. Left field. So it's 1-2. Knowles is a senior, 6-footer, 180 pounds. Ball lined towards center field. That's a base hit. So hit number 4 for the Seminoles, who lead this one 5-3. And now the third baseman, Austin Cater. Knowles gets a courtesy runner. We'll see if we can get the number. It's a long ways away. I can't see it. Well, we don't know who number 10 is because Marcel Thompson is wearing number 5. It's Onyx James, actually, who we should know, but it's a long ways away. Rockdale Career Academy guy. So Cater's ready to hit. Takes a ball. One and 0. Salem trying to pad a 5-3 lead. We're in the bottom of the third inning. There goes the runner. Pitch is high. Throw is also high and offline, so a stolen base for Knowles. That's 2 for him and 5 for the Seminoles so far this evening. And Cater will hit with a 2-0 count. Austin flied out to left in the first inning. Johnson misses again. He's walked 1, hit 2. Thrown a couple of wild pitches. .30 pitch is a strike. Cater, with a man in scoring position, would like to atone for his couple of errors in the field earlier in this game. .31 pitch, foul back to the road.
Like you alluded to earlier, Tom, those 2 errors that he made in the field are kind of in the back of his mind, because as much as a player would try to deny it, he's always thinking about how can he correct those mistakes.
But neither one of them scored, I will point out. And now ball 4 to Cater. So that's 2 walks issued by Dylan Johnson and 2 runners on. And here comes Jacob Ransom. Ransom, one of 4 strikeout victims by Dylan Johnson. And he didn't look particularly graceful doing it in the first inning. So he'll be wanting to atone. There goes the runner, goes to third. The pitch is gone past the backstop, to the backstop. Throw back to the plate is botched. And now here comes Austin Cater to third. And it's 6-3 Salem. Knowles took off on the pitch and then wound up scoring on the wild pitch. Cater goes all the way around to third with 1 out. Now it's 6-3 Salem. One-0 count on Ransom. 3 Salem runs in this game have scored on wild pitches. One more is scored on an error. Ball 2 from Johnson. If you look at him from this angle, and this is a good one to look at him from, Johnson occasionally drops his shoulder, and then when he overthrows, it almost always goes high. Another high one. Makes it 3-0 to Jacob Ransom.
As he gets ready for the 3-0 pitch, I do have a fun fact for you. Austin Cater, standing on third, actually used to be part of the RCA video production class a couple years ago.
And he's pursuing other interests now?
Yes, he is. I think he might have thought baseball would have been a better fit.
Ransom takes a called strike. Turns and probably thought it was ball 4. He turns. Now he's back in the batter's box. Wind has picked up a little bit. Headed toward left field. Now it's 3-2. Runner at third, 1 out. Knowles singled. Scholes second and third. And on the play he stole third on. Happened to be a wild pitch, and he went all the way to the plate. So now Cater's at third. And Ransom is struck out again. So he's victim number 5 by Dylan Johnson. Exits the plate area, apparently less than happy about it. So now Danny Dobbs will hit with 2 down and a runner on third. Salem ahead 6-3. Call strike to Dobbs. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Wound up scoring. Scored on a double by Alfonso Anderson. Pitch foul back. It's 0-2 now to Dobbs. He's a junior. Johnson working from the stretch. Takes something off and strikes out Danny Dobbs.
Got him chasing.
So 6 strikeouts for Dylan Johnson, but a run scored. There was a hit. No errors, but there was a wild pitch. And 1 man left on base. So after 3 complete, Salem 6, Henry County 3. We'll be back after this.
Woo! Go, girl! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Oh, she ain't making it.
Girl, yeah. Girl, let me cry up. I gotta see somebody I know. Hey, girl!
Hi, girl! What's up? How you doing?
How you doing, girl?
Girl, it's cold.
Yeah, girl, it's real cold. I think I'm gonna watch this at home.
Watch it at home?
Yeah.
How?
On rockdalelive.com.
What's that?
It's on our website. We can get highlights of all the games that you want to see and watch.
Girl, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's getting cold, so I'm gonna go catch this up later.
Okay.
I'll see you later, girl.
I'll see you later, girl. I don't think she'll mind if I leave. I'm gonna go home and try this out. Ooh, it's cold.
Top of the 4th inning, Jordan Thomas leads off. Looked like he tried a bunt, bunted through it. It's 0-1. Thomas, the number 8 hitter for Henry County. Ivan Snipes and Javal Hollingshead to follow. Brandon Williams delivers. Now it's 0-2. Williams struck out the side last time he saw Henry County. He has now 4 strikeouts for the game. Pitch is inside. It's 1-2. Jordan Thomas grounded out to second base in the second inning. Next pitch, tap toward the Salem dugout. Williams allowed 3 in the first inning on 4 hits, but 3 of those were infield hits. And he also had a pass ball and an error to contend with. And then he was able to pitch around an error and a walk, or rather a hit batsman in the third, and a walk in the second, a hit batsman in the third. Pitched around both those situations. Pitch foul back. So Salem has had time to score 3 more runs, and they now lead 6-3. Top of the 4th inning. Williams delivers. Just missed. Of course, we can't tell much from the high third base perspective here. Another pitch, strike 3 called. So that is 3 straight strikeouts for Brandon Williams, 5 for the game. And now Ivan Snipes, who walked in the first inning.
As Williams,
this may be a pinch hitter here. I just saw Coach talking to the umpire. We can get the number. They're hard to see, these Henry County numbers. Pitch is a call strike. It is a pinch hitter. And now it's 1-1. Pitch swung on.
He swung at it like he didn't really want to hit it.
Ball lined toward right field, but cut off by the second baseman, and they get the out.
I think that's a good sign, Tom, because it's been a struggle for both teams in terms of fielding today, but that was a really good play by Donald.
Donald Wilson at second base. See if we can get the number of the pinch hitter as he comes closer to the dugout here. We didn't have any of the 2 numbers I was given. I think it was number 14. So I'm not sure who that might have been. This is Javal Hollingshead, and he's hit the ball high to center field. Thompson comes on and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. No, he dropped the ball. Looked like to me Thompson was going to make the catch, but he wound up dropping the ball. So the ball wound up falling out of his glove, and that's another error. Hollingshead on second with 2 out. For Josh Powell. Throwback doesn't get Hollingshead. Another throwback to second, late. Powell had an infield second in the single in the first inning. Ball fouled off over our heads here. It's 0-1. Powell also lined out to third in the second inning. Throw back to second, goes into center field. So that's an error on Brandon Williams. That is the 5th error on Salem in this ball game. Pitch fouled toward the dugout, and it's on the roof of it to Keith Pittard. Javal Hollingshead at third, 6-3. Salem ahead, top half of the 4th inning. Brandon Williams has pitched around a lot of trouble. Foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Powell at the plate, Pittard on deck. Ball lined toward the left field corner. Hollingshead will score. Powell pulls into second with a double. And now Salem's lead has been cut to 6-4. Now Keith Pittard will hit. He's 1 for 2 efficiently. Single and scored in the first. Reached on an error in the third. Takes a ball from Brandon Williams. 2 errors this inning set up that run. Williams blew the ball past Pittard. 400 hitter. It's 1-1. Did it again. It's 1-2.
Now, while Brandon gets ready for this pitch right here, it is impressive to say that at any level, when you have 2 400-plus hitters on your team, that's something to be notarized.
Ball hit in the air to shortstop and caught by John Larica Harrison for the third out of the inning. Henry County scores a run. There was a hit. There were 2 errors and 1 man left on base. After 3.5, Salem 6, Henry County 4. Back after this.
Yo, Tim, what's good with you, man?
I just can't find a good program. I wish there was one with quality equipment at my disposal.
Man, the SBI has really nice equipment. The cameras are top notch.
Tim? And I wish there was a program with an amazing teacher.
Mr. White is an amazing teacher. He makes the SBI fun.
Yo, Timothy.
And I wish there was a class with a fun atmosphere.
And the atmosphere is amazing. I can't wait to get to class.
Yo, the Timothy Bartholomew Smith. Anything that you want, the SBI has.
So why didn't you say so?
Really?
The Sports Broadcast Institute.
Bottom of the fourth, Alfonso Anderson will hit for Salem, number 9 hitter. Doubled in the second inning out, trying to stretch it to third. Knocked in a run. 6-4. Takes a strike from Dylan Johnson, who has struck out 6 in 3 innings. He's also hit a couple, walked a couple, thrown some wild pitches. Swung on and missed. Anderson gets 0-2. New right fielder is Alston Stewart, the senior, and we figure out he was also the pinch hitter last inning. Anderson strikes out on the changeup, and he telegraphed the changeup by slowing his arm down, but got the out anyway. 7 strikeouts. Now for Dylan Johnson. Back to the top of the order for John Larica Harrison. Takes a ball. John Larica doubled and scored in the first inning. Hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning. 3 stolen bases so far in this game. Ball hit high in the air toward left field and caught at the warning track by Xavier Jones. So just a long out for the little guy, John Larica Harrison. But I didn't know he could hit the ball that far.
I certainly didn't. He surprised me with that pop of power.
Now Marcel Thompson will hit, 2 out, nobody on. Salem nursing a 6-4 lead in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Johnson delivers, pitching from the stretch with nobody on.
I think it's important to note before he throws his next pitch, the outfield seems to be in some sort of shift with the right fielder playing sort of right center-ish.
And playing pretty deep. 2-0 now. Well, considering we're using BB Core bats, that's a pretty long ride that the little guy John Larica Harrison gave that ball. Called strike to Thompson. Thompson walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second. Dylan Dronchen has struck out 7. We have not had a 3-up, 3-down inning in this ball game. Ball is high. It's 3-1.
I mean, there's no problem having a little fun each inning, half inning.
Johnson to the stretch again with nobody on. And he winds up walking Marcel Thompson. Brings up Brandon Williams. Brandon 0 for 2. Flied out to center in the first inning. Struck out in the second. He is on course to be the winning pitcher at this juncture. Runner goes. Ball hit down the left field line. Thompson has to stop at third. Williams goes into second with a double. So now Salem threatens with 2 out. And we'll see cleanup hitter Donald Wilson. Singled in the first, struck out in the third. Salem ahead 6-4. This is the team that beat them 15-5 on Monday. Ball into the air toward left center field. Sorry, it's on the ground toward left center field. And both runners score. So 2 RBIs for Wilson. Make the score 7-4 Salem. I think that should be 8-4. Scoreboard has been fixed now. Chris Knowles will hit with 2 out. Takes the ball high. This whole thing started with 2 out. Thompson walked. Brandon Williams doubled. And then Wilson knocked in both with a single. Now it's 8-4 Salem. Ball goes behind Knowles. Wilson goes down to second. Knowles reached first on an error in the first inning. Had a single in the third. Pitch inside now. It's 2-0. It's 3-0, sorry. And there's a strike. Bottom half of the fourth inning, in case you're wondering, we have 10-run rule, but you have to play 5 innings. There's ball 4. 2 walks this inning now by Dylan Johnson. 3 for the game. And here's Austin Cater. Courtesy runner for him will be Onyx James. Onyx has a couple of stolen bases from a previous stat as a courtesy runner. Pitchers and catchers get courtesy runners as long as they're listed as pitchers and catchers in the lineup. Pitch to Cater, hit in the air toward shallow right field. And the second baseman, Justin Williams, can't catch it. And we'll have runners at first and third on the bloop by Austin Cater. So now 3 runs this inning. Salem has a 9-4 lead. Onyx James around to third. So that's 3 hits this inning. 7 for the game for the Seminoles. And we'll see the DH, Jacob Ransom, who has struck out twice. Runner goes from first. Ransom lines the ball toward Mike Peel in the third base coaching box, and he tried to catch it with his left hand. He's braver than I am.
It takes years of baseball to even attempt to make that catch.
More years you have in baseball, the more years you learn how to duck. Or let your partner do it. 0-1 to Ransom. That's the first time he's gotten a sniff at anything. Runner goes, it's 1-1. So Cater takes second base, second and third. Salem adding on nicely, ahead 9-4 in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Johnson delivers. Swung on and miss.
That was a big cut.
Big cut by Ransom at a pitch up in his eyes. Now it's 1-2. Ransom seeing everybody else in the lineup hit. Wants a piece of the action. Ball low. Now it's 2-2. Sun is behind the trees but has not set yet. Lights are on, but not having much effect here at Salem High School. Not yet. 2-2 pitch. Way ahead of that one was Ransom. Fouls it down the left field line. If he can straighten that out, he's got a double in the gap. Pitch. Back to the screen. Here comes the runner. He's safe. So Onyx James, the courtesy runner, scores on the wild pitch. Austin Cater down to third. And it's 10-4 Salem. Jacob Ransom, we mentioned he struck out twice. So now he'll try to drive in Austin Cater. And he strikes out again. That's the third out of the inning. Strikeout number 8 for Dylan Johnson. But not before Salem scores 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base after 4 complete. 10-4, good buddy. Salem has the lead. We'll be back after this.
Okay, so I need flour, milk, bread, and butter.
Yo, Tim, what you talking about? Oh, hey, Byron. I'm planning on joining the SBI.
The SBI?
Yeah. The Supreme Bakery Institute. Duh.
Tim, the SBI? does not exist.
Huh?
Bruh, you talking about the class at RCA? The fat white man?
Yeah. You're in it too, right?
Yeah, but what you meant to say was a sports broadcast institute.
Oh, man, that makes sense. I was ready to throw down with the batter.
I know, Timothy. I know.
The Sports Broadcast Institute.
Going to the top of the fifth inning. Salem now in command 10-4. And Brandon Williams goes out. He allowed 3 in the first and 1 in the fourth. Had to pitch around a lot of sloppiness, 5 errors. There were some infield hits. So now he faces a man he struck out twice, Dylan Johnson, the sophomore. Williams delivers. Ball cued up the first baseline. Did it stay fair? No, it didn't.
And Tom, as the batter heads back to the batter's box, I thought it might be something interesting to know. During last week's broadcast of Rockdale and South Gwinnett, we actually watched Brandon Williams' younger brother, Darius Williams, play for the Bulldogs.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Pitch swung on and missed. Dylan Johnson was an 0-2 count. Tops the ball toward the pitcher. Williams has it. He throws to first. Dylan Johnson winds up taking a spill, but he's out 1-3.
I don't know if you saw his reaction, Tom, but he's not exactly the happiest camper out there.
So now Clayton Lowe will hit. Doug Lee takes Dylan Johnson down the line for a talk. And now Dylan departs via the gate down there. Here's Clayton Lowe, 0 for 1 officially. Swung on and missed. Call strike. Oh, that's a ball. 1-1. Lowe fouled out to first base in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the third. 2-1 now. Count now from Brandon Williams. All fouled off the catcher's equipment. Woody Reagan saying, "You okay there?" It's 2-2. Swung on and missed. So strikeout number 6 for Brandon Williams. He's gotten 3 straight Henry County hitters. He'll face Xavier Jones, the left fielder. Jones reached on an infield hit in the first. Was caught stealing. Swung on and missed. Struck out called in the third. Pitch misses. It's 1-1. Justin Williams is on deck. Pitch foul back. Pitchers working a little bit more rapid pace now than they were earlier in the game. Williams' changeup misses. Strike 3 called. So that is the first 3-up-3 inning of the ball, 3-up-3 down inning of the ball game, produced by Brandon Williams. And in the top of the 5th, Henry County doesn't score. And through 4.5, Salem ahead 10-4 back after this.
Woo! Go, girl! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Oh, she ain't make it.
Girl, yeah. Girl, let me call right back. I see somebody I know.
Hey, girl! Hey, girl, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing, girl?
Girl, it's cold.
Yeah, girl, it's real cold. I think I'm gonna watch this at home.
Watch it at home?
Yeah.
How?
On rockdalelive.com.
What's that?
It's on my website. We can get highlights of all the games that you want to see and watch.
Girl, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's getting cold, so I'm gonna go catch this up later.
Okay.
I'll see you later, girl.
I'll see you later, girl. I don't think she'll mind if I leave. I'm gonna go home and try this out. Ooh, it's cold.
Salem now up in the bottom half of the 5th inning. We've had a pitching and a catching change for Henry County. They were both the same move. Josh Powell now is the pitcher, and Dylan Johnson has become the catcher. Of course, Powell has been throwing all day, but he did not get a chance to warm up in the bullpen. He'll only get his 8 on the mound. And he'll face Danny Dobbs, Alfonso Anderson, and John Larica Harrison for Salem. For those of you interested, 4 runs by Salem, which is what they had last inning, would end this game after 5 innings. Johnson sails the ball into center field, and it will have to be retrieved before Danny Dobbs goes to the plate. Dylan Johnson went 4 innings as the pitcher. He is on the hook for the loss, allowed 7 hits, 10 runs. Some earned, some not. It would take some study. Walked 2 and struck out 8. Dobbs gets the ultimate sign of respect from his coach, Mike Peel, who backs up about 20 feet in the third base coaching box. The big right-handed hitters get that. Ball from Josh Powell. He's a senior. Now it's 2-0. Dobbs hit by a pitch in the second inning, wound up scoring, and he also struck out. Swung on and missed. 2-1. Salem dugout was into it last time the Seminoles batted. See if they have anything to get excited about this inning. Pitch misses. 3-1. And there's ball 4. So a good start for the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Alfonso Anderson will hit. He doubled over the left fielder's head in the second inning. was out trying to stretch it to a triple. He also struck out in the fourth. Runner goes, ball lined towards center field, and down for a base hit. Picked up by the right fielder. And we'll have runners at first and third with nobody out. Back to the top of the order now for John Larica Harrison. A double, a hit batsman, or hit by pitch. A fly out to left field, so officially 1 for 2. Runner goes from first. It's a call strike. So that's another stolen base. Six for the Seminoles. Ball misses high. 1-1. Marcel Thompson on deck. There is nobody out. Salem ahead 10-4. 4 runs would end this game in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pitch high for a ball. There's a call strike. It's 2-2 to the little guy, John Larica Harrison, 5'5". Gave one a ride to the fence last time we saw him at the plate. Gets this one in the air to left field, but not as far. Caught by the left fielder. The runner tags at third. That's Dobbs, and he scores on the sacrifice fly. And it's 11-4 Salem. One thing you want to say about John Larica Harrison is for a little guy, he does swing pretty hard. And a veteran baseball man once told me, it was like a Confucius saying, little man, big swing, short career. 1 out, runner on second. Strike to Marcel Thompson. He's walked twice and struck out. Scored both times he walked. Josh Powell looked the runner back to second. He breaks for third, and he's out. Caught stealing, going to third base. Delayed call by Marvin Hill. He wanted to make sure that the fielder, Clayton Lowe, held the ball. And that's the second out of the inning.
Oh, you might not have seen it, Tom, but it looked like he had some word to the umpire. Nothing too egregious, just chatting with him.
Well, we had a better view of that than Marvin Hill did, and I thought he was out. So now Marcel Thompson is hit by a pitch. Brings up Brandon Williams. This is the first inning for Powell. He replaced Dylan Johnson, who was on the hook for the loss at this point. Pitch to Williams, runner goes. Thompson steals the bag. I've got that as 7 stolen bases for Salem. Williams hits the ball in the air, and it's going to be over and out of play. Bang! On top of the tin roof dugout on the third base side. Sounds just like a barn, you know, when the hail's coming in or whatever.
Man, oh man, those were the days.
Brandon Williams with an 0-2 count. Runner breaks again. And this time they throw past third base. So give Thompson a stolen base, and he scores on the error by the pitcher. Now it's 12-4. 2 out in the inning. And Brandon Williams at the plate with an 0-2 count. We've seen a lot of odd plays in this game. Ball hit through to left field. So Brandon Williams on a 2-for-4 day. Now Donald Williams, who also has a couple of knocks, will hit. 12-4. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Salem trying to run rule the team that run ruled them on Monday. And that doesn't happen all that often. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw through. He is late, and it gets away from the second baseman, Justin Williams.
And Tom, that's 8 stolen bases today. It's kind of a shock because, especially in the professional league, you don't really see a lot of stolen bases anymore.
No, it's a lost art, but not in high school. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Wilson. Powell to the belt. And Donald Wilson strikes out, and that's the 3rd out of the inning, although I don't think Henry County really got the memo. So it's 2 runs, 2 hits. There was an error, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 5 complete, Salem 12, Henry County 4. We'll be back after this. Going to the top of the 6th inning, Brandon Williams will face the 7-8-9 hitters for Henry County. Brandon's appearance today has been really good after the 1st inning. He allowed 3 runs then, some of them on some scratchy hits. A couple of errors caused a run in the 4th, and that's it. He's allowed 4 runs. And a lot of times when Salem only allows 4 runs, they will win. He's retired the last 4 in a row he's seen. And now he'll see Justin Williams, who was 0 for 2 on the day. 5 hits for Henry County, 2 of them by Josh Powell, 1 by Javal Hollingshead, 1 by Xavier Jones, 1 by Keith Pittard. Williams delivers. Ball misses. They expect Williams to possibly bunt. They're up at the corners. And there's a strike called.
But there's one thing we've seen tonight, Tom. The little guys are packing a lot of power.
Ball bunted foul by Williams. It turns out their fears of a bunt were well founded. But now it's 1-2, and the fielders will back up a little. Dobbs back even with the bag at first. Cater a couple of steps in at third. And that's strike 3 called. Strikeout number 8 for Brandon Williams. And he's gotten the last 3 in a row. Now here's Jordan Thomas. Grounded out in the second inning. Struck out called in the fourth. Pitch is a strike. This is Jalon West pinch hitting for Jordan Thomas. It's 1-1.
And Thomas, look at our stats sheet to see that Brandon Williams has 8 Ks. I know it's pretty late in the game, but you think it's a shot at 10?
10 would be, well, he's hit a batter. So he's hit 2 in this game.
Spoke too soon.
Hits the pinch hitter, Jalon West. We may have a pinch hitter coming for Austin Stewart, the right fielder. On his way to the plate, and that's Xavier Thomas. So Coach Doug Lee getting his bench some playing time today in a game that appears lost. Umpire getting all the changes. Thomas listed as a first baseman, a third baseman, and a utility player, the junior. Runner at first, 1 out. Brandon Williams pretty much been in command since the first inning. Pitch fouled off. He's had to pitch around some trouble. Some of it of his infield's making. Some of it of his making. Salem has committed 5 errors, but they lead this one 12-4. Swung on and missed by Thomas. Williams now steps off as Thomas steps out of the batter's box. Top of the 6th. Ground ball back to the pitcher. On to second for 1. And on to first. There's your double play, Mason. And it ends the top of the 6th inning.
Lightning does strike.
After 5.5. Salem up 12-4. We'll be back after this.
This is RCA. This is the Sports Broadcast Institute. Titi Latte is an outstanding student in the Institute. Titi Latte is an awesome third-year student. Titi Latte can make great videos. Titi Latte has a bright future in sports broadcasts. Let's all be like Titi.
Yeah, let's all be like Titi Latte. Titi Latte this, Titi Latte that. Wait, my name doesn't matter because it's not Titi Latte. Yeah, let's make a big...
Join the Sports Broadcast Institute so you can be a part of something amazing. And most of all, so you can be just...
Josh Powell will pitch his second inning for Henry County. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 12-4 Salem. Seminoles have struck in every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. And if they get 2 more here, this one ends after 6 because of the 10-run rule. And this is the team that by which Salem lost the 10-run rule on Monday. And the teams will conclude their series on Friday. And that game is at Henry County.
You know what, Tom? I understand that Henry County is not the greatest of competition, but I really think that Salem could be a good team. I mean, they have hitting, they have base running, they have pitching. The only thing that really concerns me is how well they field. If they can improve their fielding, I feel like this could be a really good team.
Well, the way the region is shaping up right now, fourth place would be the goal for most of the teams. I mean, we know that some other teams are going to be pretty good. I think Woodward Academy is pretty much established that they'll be in the state playoffs. Of course, they went to the Elite Eight last year. East Side is good. We'll see Luella twice next week. Druid Hills is a question mark at this point, and that would be one of the teams that Salem has to get over to get to the state playoffs. Catcher Chris Knowles swings and misses. Pitch swung on and fouled off by Knowles. It's 0-2. Chris, 1 for 2 in this game, reached on an error, singled and walked. His courtesy runner on exchanges scored a couple of runs. Chris gets a courtesy runner because he is the catcher. Powell delivers. Misses. It's 1-2. Marcel Thompson has gone down to the Salem bullpen. He may be closing this game. Knowles swings and misses. While they retrieve the ball, we'll tell you who's on the crew today. Tom White, our executive producer, is also the producer of this game. Alana Stinson, Asia Caldwell, Justin Blair, Shelby Ham, Shamari King, and Mason Smith, my partner. Ball in the air. Was it caught by the catcher? No. Into the stands. Count remains 1-2.
Valiant effort. Looks like Dylan Johnson tried to climb the fence.
So now Knowles hits again with a 1-2 count. Ball in the air to left field up into the gloaming. Xavier Jones has it for the first out of the inning. Xavier's been somewhat busy for a left fielder today. 4 putouts. Had to chase down a couple of balls. Now Austin Cater, 1 for 2. Pitch misses. Austin flied out to left field in the first inning, walked in the third, singled in the fourth, knocked in a run. Pitch inside. It's 2-0. Salem in command, 12-4. Pitch misses. And a called strike to Cater. It's 3-1. Cater's a senior. Now he takes ball 4. So that's 2 walks off reliever Josh Powell. He's also allowed a couple of hits and hit a batter. And now it looks like we'll have a hitter for Ransom, the DH. That is Zaire Smith, who's been playing right field. And has technically been in that spot in the batting order, just hasn't been hitting. So he'll take the at-bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out and a runner on. Danny Dobbs to follow. Looks like Zaire's finally ready to hit now. Pitch is outside. Ball game more than 2 hours old. We're only in the 6th inning. A lot of base runners. A lot of walks. And now Zaire Smith. And he got hit by the pitch. So 2 runners on. And if they can get home, this game is over. Danny Dobbs, 0 for 1 officially, hit by a pitch and walked. Swung on and missed. Salem has 9 hits in the game, but they've also been hit by 4 pitches, have 4 walks, 8 stolen bases, and a partridge in a pear tree. All fouled back. Dobbs would like to end it with a double to the gap or something. Not going to get it with that swing. He strikes out, and it's the 2nd out of the inning. Now we'll see Alfonso Anderson. He's 2 for 3 in the number 9 hole today. Also struck out. Pitch from Powell misses. Unless things change drastically here, Dylan Johnson will be the losing pitcher. He'll go to 0-2. Pitch is high. It's 1-1. Sorry, 2-0. It's back to the top of the order if Anderson can get on. Ball fouled back over the press box, which is somebody is in now. Was not open earlier. Nobody in the concession stand today. A few fans in the stands. Ball fouled off. So it's 2-2 to the 5'8" junior Alfonso Anderson. And strike 3 called. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base after 6 complete. We're going to have to play the whole thing today. It's Salem 12 and Henry County 4.
The students of the Sports Broadcast Institute have an unquenchable thirst to make real, relevant work. Commercials for your business might be the water these students need to survive. In addition to helping them create videos they care about, you'll also give them equipment to make videos they want to make.
Help me and my fellow students get a step closer to professionalism.
And become a part of more commercials like this one.
I'm Daryl Jefferson.
And I'm Michael Sly. And for more information, visit rock.live.com/sponsors.
Going to the top half of the 7th inning, a new pitcher to close it out for Salem, unless something untoward happens, is Marcel Thompson, the center fielder, has moved into pitch. Brandon Williams went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, walked 1, and struck out 8 in a fine outing. And Thompson will have to deal with the top of the Henry County batting order. He was warmed up in the bullpen, and now he gets his 8 at the mound. Salem will move to 4-4, unless we have some heroics here. 5-10 overall. Henry County moves to 1-4. 2-6 overall. These teams conclude this 3-game set Friday in McDonough. Our next Salem Seminoles broadcast will be Monday evening at 5:55 p.m. or thereabouts against the Luella Lions. Totals of the game now, of course, subject to change with 3 outs to go. Henry County, 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Salem has put up an odd line today. 12 runs, 9 hits, and 5 errors. So we're ready to start the top half of the 7th inning. It's been a long game, so I guess we'll get your thoughts as we go along here, Mason, so that we may run and not take up any more pixels after this game. Javal Hollingshead leads off. Thompson gets a called strike.
Yeah, Tom. Today was not exactly the cleanest of games for either team, but it was certainly a fun game to watch, and I certainly enjoyed it.
Thompson delivers. In the dirt, it's 1-1. Looking down the box score on the Henry County side, Hollingshead has a hit. Josh Powell has an infield hit and a double. Keith Pittard has a hit. Xavier Jones has a hit. It's all 5 of the hits. All fouled off. Over on the Salem side, there are 9 hits. John Larica Harrison has a double. Brandon Williams, a double and a single, in addition to 6 strong innings on the mound. Donald Wilson, a couple of singles. Austin Cater with a single. Pitch misses. And Alfonso Anderson, one of the more impressive performances of the day, a double and a single, hitting 9th. Pitch hit in the ground to second base. Wilson has it over to first. So Henry County down to its last 2 outs. And we'll see Josh Powell, who is now the pitcher, and Keith Pittard after him. Thompson delivers in the dirt. That was one of those pitches. He looked like he wanted to throw it 95 miles an hour and came out of his hand wrong. And this drives coaches nuts. They look at the scoreboard. We're up by 8. Throw strikes. Like that. It's 1-1. Thompson delivers in the dirt, 2-1.
Yeah, it certainly is kind of irritating to see these balls thrown in the dirt at such as late in the game. But it's important to note as Thompson gets ready to throw that he is only a sophomore. Actually, he's a junior, so we have a whole nother year to get better, work on his pitches, and execute.
Count now 3-1 to Josh Powell as the sun sets over Conyers, Georgia. Ball ripped toward the left field corner. That's extra bases. Josh Powell pulls into second with a double. So that's 3 knocks for Powell, 2 of them doubles. Of course, as they take the ride back to McDonough, he'll say, well, I had a pretty good day, but our team got this one handed to us, so it's kind of a mixed feeling. Time called. That's not a balk. Salem trying to wrap up a 12-4 victory. Ball back to the screen. It's a wild pitch. Sends Powell to third.
If you can see it, Tom, it looks like Thompson is a little bit distressed on the mound with it. So some of these pitches ended up in the dirt.
Thompson's last appearance was last week against Woodward Academy. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1-1. Pitching another wild pitch, scores the runner. So now it becomes 12-5. Looking at the state figures on pitch counts, but actually Thompson's last appearance was on the 16th of March. They now have official pitch counters at all Georgia High School Association games. Pitch in the dirt. Now it's 3-1 to Keith Pittard.
Do you think it's something in his delivery or his mechanics, Tom, that's making him throw in the dirt?
Looked like he's just trying to overthrow to me. Although his stride might be a little long. There's a walk. If you stride and hit before you release the ball, your arm kind of drags through, and sometimes you're prone to miss your release point. Maybe he'll watch the tape from up above third base here and see something about what he's doing. Keith Pittard is not going to run, but somebody else is. Pitch to Dylan Johnson. He has a strike, 0-1. Now it's swung on and missed. It's 0-2. He's had a tough day at the plate and on the mound. 2 strikeouts at the plate, a little tapper back to the pitcher. Slammed his helmet on his knee after that. And he stands to take the loss as a pitcher. Swung on and missed. The ball was in the dirt. He's out already. There's a runner at first base, so that's 2 out. Now Clayton Lowe will hit. Henry County down to its last out, down 12-5. Same 2 teams Friday afternoon in McDonough. They'll close out the series. Lowe swings and fouls the ball off. One thing you can see about Thompson, and this is my first glance at him as a pitcher, is that when he throws the ball across the plate, he has good stuff. Runner goes. Pitch is down low. Stolen base by the mystery pinch runner at first. Pitch was called a strike. It's 0-2. Whoa! So the Ephus pitch from Thompson goes high. Now a swing and a miss, and that's the game as Clayton Lowe strikes out. So Salem wins 12-5. For everybody on our RockdaleLive.com and NFHSNetwork.com crew, I'm Tom Whitfield. Good night from Conyers, Georgia, USA.